Nigerians, and welcome to the Thursday edition of your number one breakfast show online, and that is Inside Nigeria. It's reaching you on Leadership Television. My name is Winnie Kwebo, and as you can see, I have with me in the studio my Thursday guest. He is a public affairs analyst. He's also a political scientist, Lamileko Adekola. It's always a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thanks for having me. Very good morning.
We're
How
already
you are?
sharing views on the paper
Exactly.
headlines just before the camera beamed on us. And as usual on the program, we are starting off with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership. And Leadership is taking it taking it in Peter Obi's way today. It says, in 20 years, Peter Obi alters shape of Southeast politics. In 20 years, Peter Obi alters shape of Southeast politics. Labour Party records first win in Abia governorship election. PDP slim win in Enugu takes party closer to extinction. Explainer, of course, on leadership, we have a big diagram with Peter Obi in it. It explains that PDP in total domination. 2. Enter Peter Obi with Abga. 3. Abga remains but PPA in play. 4. Abga spreads takes Imo. 5. Enter APC. 6. APC spreads to Ebonyi. 7. PDP near extinction. The sad word. Anyway, still on leadership, just before we leave today's cover story. We have banks to get more old Naira notes from CBN today. That is a big relief. Banks to get more old Naira notes from CBN today. Tinubu off to Paris, Saudi Arabia for vacation. Woman. Abakari loses bid to stop trial for drug offences. Global banking too money. Nigerian banks need vigilance, proactiveness, Agora policy. And on this day, Abu the masthead, Sultan declares today, first day of Ramadan Kareem, to all our Muslim people. And leadership's editorial is on Welcome Ramadan, the month of piety. Welcome Ramadan, the month of piety. Today, Muslims in Nigeria will join their counterparts all over the world to welcome the holy month of Ramadan and expectedly begin the Ramadan fast, which entails abstinence from eating, drinking, smoking, and sexual relations in the day for the next 29 or 30 days. From the editorial on the Ramadan starting today, we move to the back page of leadership, and that is his first column with Shuaibu Gini, Triumph of Progressives in Kaduna. Ghana Must Go says, I'm eager to go, Buhari. And he replies, we are eager to see you. Not an answer. I'm eager to go, Buhari. And we are eager to see you off. Well, for more on leadership stories today and the editorial and other stories inside the leadership, you can just log on to the website www.leadership.ng for more on the stories. Peter Obi utter shape of Southeast politics. Now, before we discuss that, let's also go on to this day newspaper before we discuss Peter Obi. This day also has similar story. Let's see what this day is saying with an article talking about still on politics. Non-compliance with Electoral Act. No, before I take the leading story, let me take the one that also concerns Peter Obi. On this day says, at last, Labour Party's OT wins Abia. PDP's Mba clinches Enugu. Right, two pictures of OT and Mba. PDP's Mba on the cover of this day. And the leading story on this day says, no compliance with Electoral Act invalidates Tinubu's election. Article test tribunal. No compliance with Electoral Act invalidates Tinubu's election. Article test tribunal. Maintains President-elect must score 25% in FCT. Insists bypass no use of beavers in resource transmission affected integrity of polls. Protesters storm National Assembly, call for annulment of presidential election. Seek removal, arrest of INEC chairman. British High Commission promises to keep an eye on legal proceedings. And still on this day, just a small one. APC suspends boss Mustafa indefinitely for non-performance. And still on this day, Rahman Tinubu out of country to rest, observe lesser Hajj. And the Guardian also has the same story on articles filings at the election tribunal. It says, article to tribunal, declare me winner or order rerun. The Guardian newspaper. Article to tribunal, declare me winner or order rerun. Labour Party's OT, PDP's Mba wins Abia Enugu polls. Adamawa, INEC to conduct rerun in 69 polling units. Don't swear in Tinubu Shettima, dirty conscious. The nice one. So let's go back now. Like we yesterday, the papers were also awash with Peter Obi's election petition to the tribunal, and today the paper is articles of.
Maybe tomorrow we'll be witnessing the one of the. But all said and done, most of these petitions to the tribunal are quite weighty. They are quite interesting in the sense that they cover all grounds, just like normally they cover all grounds. But what will now make them to also gain more ground at the tribunal is the way they are going to present, and is the way they are going to, their witnesses are going to also put in their word, and also the way they are going to prove it. But it will not be now left for the tribunal to committee to now use the law to now look at each of their prayers, because there's one thing to ask. There is another thing for them to check
grant
the law and say, okay, what you are asking for, does the law grant it? What you did not ask for, can the law also grant you? And that's where we need to also put this tribunal in checking, the sense that most of the things that they are going to ask for, if the law does not guarantee, and if the tribunal doesn't have power to treat some of those things. For instance, in one of the, like the OB case, talking about the issue of drug issue or the issue of certificate. You know, I did mention that in 2019, one of the challenge of the PDP petition at the tribunal was that they mop up several things together, which the tribunal on its own was not able to tackle.
Okay.
One of them was the issue of certificate issue. And I also see that the LP also are also coming in this way. They're talking about certificate issue in their own petition.
And indictment.
Drug issue. They shouldn't be surprised that when they get to the tribunal will tell them they don't have power to.
Labour Party said they are ready to subpoena the
the FBI
yes,
people. And what the tribunal, although I don't know, maybe the Nigerian law will permit that to happen, whereby the tribunal will now have to cross-examine the people that are bringing.
And many of people are saying that Obi is bringing Nigeria to the limelight with what he's trying to do. One of the Tinubu's aides say that he's trying to bring embarrassment to Nigeria.
I don't think it's embarrassment. You just want to prove his case. But what you need to do is that proving his case within the bounds of the law will be okay. That's what I'm pointing out. Because bringing
okay, but are you saying that it's not a strong point that because what does the law say about somebody being indicted, somebody to contest for election?
Because the tribunal will not look at the tribunal own is the issues that happen in the election, not pre-election issues.
Okay.
So what really happened on the day of election? Number one, there was violence. Did they put it there violence? And what does the electoral act talk about violence? Number two, there was rigging. There was manipulator. There was whereby a situation whereby a vote of a particular candidate was taken to the other candidate. What does the clauses in the electoral act say? Those are the things that the tribunal was looking at. It is when they now get out of the tribunal. Maybe it favored them, it didn't favor them. When they now get to the court of appeal, this other issue can now be tabled at the court of appeal. But it is better they are tabling it now, because by the time the tribunal look at some of them, they may look at it one way, they look at it the other way, and if it didn't favor them, when they get to the tribunal, to the court of appeal, they must also take these things along. Because
in Labour Party's petition, they said they actually won the result, and most of their results were cut off, and in some cases, many people did not vote, whereas the results were posted and that their votes were also cut.
These are the things that the tribunal will be interested in investigation,
and even press.
And not just that, including recounting of those votes. These are the things they should hammer on.
I read it.
These are the things they will hammer on at the tribunal. Because but if they go to the tribunal with frivolous charges, the tribunal will say we don't have power, because the tribunal will look at they are going to use two laws in the tribunal. One is the electoral act. Then two are the ground norms or rules that guide INEC in conducting the election, especially the laws that establish INEC. These are the two things that are going to use. It is after that angle they will now move to court of appeal. Where the court of appeal will now look at the technicality of all the things that the tribunal have done so far, then look at the mistake and look at what are the things to remedy some of those things. But when they, at this stage, for me, at the tribunal now, the tribunal will concentrate on the business that they understand.
Anyway, before you talk more on that, let's see what Vanguard also has similar story, and from articles petition. Controlled INEC's ICT unit on election day, alleges third-party device installed. No server failures as claimed by INEC. Full results not uploaded before declaring winner. Tinubu didn't get 1/4 of FCT votes.
Definitely, this
But we are still talking about device. He's still talking about ICT or results not being translated. And here you are saying that INEC can decide not to translate results.
Based on the rules and regulations, especially even in the clause of the electoral act, there are things that guide on INEC how to transmit it. So, although we know that the electoral act already said that the result can be transmitted in a way that electronically, which is also INEC has also said, okay, partly they comply, partly they did not comply. Because that what is happening.
Because the issue now is that how come the one for NAS was transmitted and the one for presidential.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That
it's underhand.
That's what I say. Partly.
You understand? Because for more than 24 hours, for 72 hours, and it was
not uploaded.
It was not uploaded.
But the
and even as we speak, they said they are saying that even up to now they still don't have.
They are up to
so of course, where did they now get the results that they declared of?
Very good.
BAT
Bola Ahmed. Now the issue now is that the PDP on their own will be able to prove beyond doubt that INEC failed to upload the result on the day of election.
And it was deliberate. But don't forget that NCC also came to tell us that there were so many hackers about
those are the things that the tribunal are into the server of INEC, into the IRF, and these are the things that INEC will be able to prove at the court. But if it is PDP can also prove it beyond that INEC failed in this aspect of the clause for the electoral act, because now the tribunal will be more interested in the electoral act on this particular one. So it is not left for PDP to do their own work very well in the sense that they can be able to prove it to the tribunal that INEC didn't follow this electoral guidelines according to the clause that is put in the electoral act. So what should INEC do? Have they failed? Have they not failed in this responsibility? Because that is where the bulk of the argument will be. And that will also call for the forensic that Labour Party or whatever is calling for. Because at the end of the day, if INEC have failed to upload the result, okay, let us see the manual result. And it is the manual result they now compare what it is brought before, and the party also will now supply each one of their own results, polling results before the tribunal. And that is the best way to do it. But for me, I won't want them to go to the court and begin to give the court something that they know that the court on its own doesn't have power. But all those technicality aspects that have to do with the case, the court of appeal will handle that.
Now, Tinubu is saying that Atiku is not saying that he got the food. So how is he going to take it?
To him, he's saying that there should be a rerun
between the first and the second.
He didn't even mention
since no a rerun between him and President-elect. Since both of them are first and second. 25%. And of course, that's what the Constitution also says.
But the thing is that this particular, I've been trying as much as possible to understand and to appreciate that particular explanation of 36 states and FCT. In the understanding and interpretation of everybody, FCT is considered as a state.
No, it's not. No, they would have. There was no need to add
now. 36 states and FCT. What I mean, FCT is considered as a state.
An addition
to the 36 states. Now, how do we consider? What do we see FCT to be?
Actually, because as we speak, FCT does not have the status of the state now. It only has a senator. It's one senator, as opposed to other states. States of Georgia that have 3 senators representing them plus many. So I only have
and with 6 council area.
6 council area and FCT.
Very good.
With a minister.
Now, the other thing that comes now, when anytime apart from politics, apart from election, how do we address FCT in the scheme of
Nigeria? You don't address it as a state.
You don't address it as a state. But when we have
press where you are saying, you say including 36 states and
FCT. Now, what I'm going to point out is because
anyway, something that
in
lawyers are going to have their job.
The thing is that it's
explaining that they son.
No. See what we are doing here, what they also do. Everybody will give different interpretation to 36 states and FCT. But meanwhile, in the constitution, it has been well expanded and explained what constitutes FCT and 36. That's why I asked, when we remove issue of election, how do we address FCT? We don't address that. But when we are sharing things to,
we only include FCT as addition to the state. At least I should know because
very well
journalism, we are writing stories. Say all the states of the federation.
And when they want when they want to share resources, when they want to do everything according to the federation, they still say 36 states and FCT. You get it? Now, when they get to the Supreme Court, because it is Supreme Court that will definitely answer that, even the tribunal can't do it. That's why I was telling someone that the 25% issue is not, tribunal will not be, because tribunal will say that as it is, what they are dealing with is the total vote and whatever. That 25% is a, because you go back to 1983 when we say 1979, when we have the same challenge. You know, the Supreme Court that finally explained it.
No, even the some of the sons said no, as at the Electoral Act we had then, they did not say put FCT before FCT became a federal. But that is to tell you that it now became a special statute and very, very imperative when they now said 36 states as compared to
before the
Electoral Act and now said and FCT. So, but never there's going to be a time. Meanwhile, one of the petition says no server failures as claimed by INEC. What if INEC insists that there was server failure?
Definitely, they will prove it to the court that there was server failure. Already, the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy have said there were over how many millions of attacks on the. So from the INEC side, that's why I said the mistake of 2019 should not be repeated. That's why I said issue of server failure, PDP should not bring it up. The issue of certificate forgery, they should not bring it up. A good example is go and look at the tribunal in your state election. The tribunal is not treating the issue of certificate forgery. They remove their hand from anything that forgery. They are only concentrating on the election. And one of the biggest things that APC use to make sure that at least they are getting small favor from the tribunal was that they call for a recount and evidence of vote. And this is what each of these candidates are supposed to go and do at the tribunal. We want evidence of vote. Like when a Labour Party said they will ask for 9 states to be inspected, they are allowed for 2. Now when they get to the tribunal, they will ask the tribunal and say, we ask this person to show us 9, but they show us 2. Can you order them to show us the remaining 7? And the tribunal will say, good, go ahead. These are the things they should go and put forward before the tribunal, so that they will not go there and begin to ask things that the tribunal will tell them they can't do it. That is just my own advice to them on this particular issue.
So, when do you think the tribunal will start sitting?
I think that the 30 days are not because APC have not submitted their own. So they are the time frame for the 30 days for them to submit.
APC will still also submit.
They will submit all of everybody will submit.
What for?
You know, now these guys are raised allegations against the party and INEC. INEC too will write. The 4, all of them, and additional party, I think 2 other additional parties are also raising their own. So all of them will write, and it is based on what they write each.
Okay, so the winner will also write.
You won't just sit down
and
be looking.
I thought that was.
Oh no, everybody.
They are the ones agreed.
Yes, now.
With my election, I'm not agreed. I'm okay with it.
No, so they will also put forward issues, and the issues, the reply of APC maybe by tomorrow or Monday is that each of these things that these guys are raised, the PDP and APC, they will now write against it, and the tribunal and say, what this person said, no, this is how it goes. What this person said, this is how it goes. This is how it goes. And they will submit it at the tribunal. So the tribunal will not be looking at it from that angle and also looking at it from this angle from 3 parties or 4 parties or even 5, including INEC in this issue. And all of them was robbing INEC.
INEC will also write them.
INEC will also, because INEC will have his own lawyer, a team of his own lawyer to also defend it at the case, including people that may also want to, other parties included, will also be part of it. So the petition will not going to be a two-sided, it's going to be from all people involved in the election issue. So as it is, the APC, the Labour Party have submitted
So
PDP has
this week you
submitted.
said 30 days. This
It is
week
within
the
the
other
30 days
parties.
after the 25th. That's when after 30 days, everybody must have submitted his petition.
Okay, after 30
Then
days.
after the 30 days,
But for the petitioners, they had 21 days.
they have 21 days to submit. I think they still have time to do that. It's 3 weeks after the election. It's
No,
already
their own elapsed of 3 days. That was why the people
Yes, yes. So
was
APC will also submit its own petition to the tribunal because it will be a firework.
ABC is not time for
Within the 30 days, everybody
Okay,
must
within 30
submit
days.
within 30 days. Then they now have 2-3 months to look at the issue at the tribunal.
2-3 months.
2-3 months. It's 60 days and 150 days. Yeah.
Okay, 60 days first.
First 60 days first, then the other one is 150 days together. So we just hope that everything put together before, although it will exceed May 29,
Yeah,
because,
yes, definitely.
it will continue. You can even get up to the year before, because the case will get to Supreme Court.
Yes, but you said, just mention 150 days. 150 days.
The first 60 days.
Okay.
Then the second is 90 days. So if you put the two up, then it's 150 days. What do you call it?
Okay, you said the first 60
60
days.
days, everybody will begin to bring the issues at the tribunal. Then within the second 90
After
days,
second
90 days,
90 days or another 150.
no, 90 days.
90
That's
days.
making
Okay,
it altogether
that's
150.
Okay, altogether
Or 150. That's,
very, very interesting. So we can't wait for the firework to start. Now, how will you address Peter Obi's story on leadership? Peter Obi utters shape of Southeast politics.
I think it's a very developing, not just developing, but it's something that comes to stay in the mind of people that we now have a thought force in our.
Not just third force, fourth force. We had the NMPP winning also.
No, when you talk of at this point of nationally, at this stage now, the Labour Party is still more national Labour Party is still more popular than NMPP. NMPP is still like a state. But as it is now, Labour Party is now known nationally because they are also be able to get some votes, get to the mind of people across Nigeria, not just exactly, not just at Anambra or Abia State, but nationally and internationally it has been well known. Then that's what I said at the Labour Party. Then for Peter Obi, it has become something that is now very popular. It now have the popularity to engage Nigerians in the sense that there is a platform that Nigerians can climb and use to also get the position of authority. But my fear is this, that I just hope that everybody using that platform will understand that there's a philosophy, there's a mission behind Labour Party becoming a third force. The mission is that a new Nigeria is possible. That is the message of Labour Party. A new Nigeria is possible. So how many of those people that are climbing onto that platform understand that a new Nigeria is possible? That's why when I see politicians that were in Party A before jumping to Labour Party, I'm really very skeptical about them. That what would they really offer? Are they coming to become a new ship, or are they coming with their baggage of their old life into the new party? Because if they come with the baggage of their old life into the new party, that means they won't stay long before they will just destroy the party and go. But we just hope that this will not happen to Labour Party. And for Peter Obi personally, as a person, he has really done very, very well. And he must not relent his effort at this level that he has done. 2027 is just not too far again. Even though the court case is still existing. But in case 2027 is very, very good. And it is still within him and the southern candidate to contest if the opportunity arises for him. So, and not only that, other states, the party must be able to penetrate and begin to bring the message of the new Nigeria is possible. A new state, like Abia State, now people are saying a new Abia State is possible.
And there was jubilation everywhere.
Exactly.
That shows that when election is kind of free and fair,
You see the
what
jubilation of
generates
people.
exactly. Just like you saw the women in Nasarawa,
Lafia, they are protesting about the election in Lafia. We just hope that the tribunal will be open, so the PDP candidate can put up his own petition, the Labour Party can put up his own petition, and they can strike it out there. But the women have expressed their grievance and they don't think that the current governor-elect was elected on the free and fair elections. But it's now left for the party and the other candidate to prove it at the tribunal that this was really happening.
You just mentioned the election, not that you mentioned it. And Nigeria ever have a free and fair election? An election devoid of sovereign intimidation and hate campaigns.
It is possible, but It's possible and it's not possible. It all depends on the actors on the field, the people who want to contest the election, and the kind of followers and the kind of mindset they have built into their followers. If you have built a mindset that it's only by snatching, running a boutique that you can win election, that is violent. That means definitely the election will not be fair. But it is all about a sportsmanship whereby if you win, fine. If you lose, you call your other opponent and take congratulations. But if it is not the other way, then you can't get it. But all boils down to the actors. For me, it is the actors, the people who have seen political office as a do of that, who have seen political office as the only sources that they can ever survive.
Exactly. For them and their
Family. If they don't, if the thing is that if you don't see politics as just a source of surviving, people will just some people will not even interested in it.
Yes.
But in this our country, people have seen political office as a means of survival.
Yes.
That's why I see that when I was trying to say off the camera that I wish that this if the burden of the political party is too much on that person, it may decamp. Because the moment the political party enter a position, from the top to the down, the resources of that state will be used to form group and individual in that party. That's why I think all of them will begin to form clique, different progressive group in a particular party. APC, for example, have over 1,000 groups underneath. And those 1,000 groups, there are people, able-bodied that are supposed to be doing one job or the other, but all they are looking for is contract. All they are looking for is a drop from the political party or the person in position. You'll be so surprised that a local government chairman, when he's in a position, he paid money as allowances to people who are working in the secretariat of the political party. And he's still paying dues. And he'll still give the state local government chairman of the party contract.
Governor Nison Wike was going to do.
Exactly. He even said it that they gave what to call it 50 billion contract, and he will squander the money. This is what really happened. And when that resources of the state is now expanded on a group of people, what would you think will happen to them?
Now, still talking politics. Talking politics. Two questions I want to ask before we just go on the break. One of the House of Assembly member that got elected in Edo State resigned. That they see him or they saw him as a move. So what happened?
The thing is that he has understood that if he gets there, he may not be able to.
But he won on that ticket and he resigned. So what is going to happen?
What is going to happen? INEC will definitely call for the election in that particular case because he resigned.
I saw the report and I was amazed. How can you just resign after winning?
The thing is that he may have signed contracts with the people who helped him to get the ticket. He may have signed contracts with the party chairman or the party hierarchy. Okay, if you use your because
seeing him as a
move. Because
I think he was in just like what you were saying.
He was in another party, so he used their platform to win. So now it's now left for the party to now fill in a new candidate, and in filling a new candidate, that means they will conduct another election.
Or did he honestly think that maybe he resigned from Labour Party, he will still have the ticket?
What is happening is that it may also be a very popular candidate in that locality.
Okay.
That he feels that since he knows that if there's going to be a new election, he will use out his popularity to win. And also, he has also implanted that party by saying that they think there is a move. So let us now go to a neutral field now and contest. I think that's what the person is thinking. He's banking on his popularity, although he also used the platform of the Labour Party to get that position. But he now feels that, he's even more popular as a person in that community. So let him go and try his luck in that. And maybe by the time the Labour Party now field a new candidate, that candidate will not match to his level. So he will not be free from the indictment, from their holding on him. So he now want to use wisdom for them.
Okay. Now, before we go, before we leave this election views that we're talking about, now, would you say that Governor Nison Wike won at the end of the day? Because with a living story on the leadership today, leadership say PDP slip in win, in Enugu takes party closer to extinction. And of course, I want to ask you, do you think that at the end of the day, Governor Nison Wike won is dead or dead with the activity?
This is what we can This is what we can do. And he will complete his mission if at the end of the day, Tinubu is sworn in. One. Then two, the Supreme Court, because the case will go to and Supreme Court finally validates that Tinubu is the president. You know what Wike do? Wike is not the competent.
He says so.
All these guys, he's not living. Now all these guys will lose out. They will leave PDP.
And of course, don't
You
forget
now-
that his candidate has also won.
One in Rivers State.
State.
Now, and they have gotten some pocket of state, or just state in the
He's
hand
still
of PDP.
intact, yes.
Then Enugu State has come.
Yes.
Now, they are, I think, which other state they won in the north? They are, I think there's KBO is still in on ground because there's going to be a rerun in some inconclusive election. Then Adamawa is not yet closed.
Yes.
They could also take that state. And they have Osun State. I think they still have, we can count at least 5 states they are still holding. Plus Rivers, that is 6. Now, they also have Akwa Ibom. By the time all these other people that fought him before this election leave PDP, UK will come. And you know that's the mission. We also want to put the
Akwa Ibom is not with him now.
He's not with him. But
He's not with the G5.
But do you think that Governor Emmanuel Don will continue to be on the side of PDP? We want to go and rest. Yes, we will leave the state for the current governor to take. And the current governor, if he knows that he wants to remain in PDP with someone like Wike still having a strong hold of PDP, and PDP still have a good number of senators and House of Representatives.
Oh yes.
So Wike may be the rallying point for PDP after the final court case, maybe at the Supreme Court. Because except maybe the thing turned in favor of PDP, then that people can come back and take over. But if it doesn't work that way, definitely Wike will still be the person that everybody will fall back to. And Wike has played his game very well in the sense that he's not going to have any problem with APC from now. Even when he becomes the rally, he may not have problem with them until there is going to be an increase. Because at the start today, Amiki is not even in good tune with the APC. No, what I'm trying to say is this.
It's not.
Wike
Ameki has been there while all the other APC were
exactly.
coming to Rivers State to see Wike.
Now, what I'm trying to point out is this: Wike will still be the man that will win at the end of the day. If at the end of the day, if he remain in PDP and be able to be the rallying point.
So, would you say that now that Atiku was there's a saying, a proverb that says there is only a foolish man that actually sees a stone coming from far, and instead of dodging it, is still standing. So, do you think that Atiku miscalculated?
Definitely, because it would have been better they're all together than they're all scattered. Because
and remember that was what cost Jonathan presidency in 2015 when they also left the
party. And now they left for this current dispensation that Wike is not leaving. He's still there. He has the 3 senatorial senators of the state. He has almost all the state federal lawmakers to himself. He has the state assembly to himself. Now he has the power and he still has the resources from now to May 20. And he's still going to control the current governor of the Rivers State. He will definitely have a role on him. Now he will use that influence to rally everybody back to PDP. And people see him as a better mobilizer.
Because when you have money, you are a mobilizer. Thank you so much. Let's quickly go on a break. We've been talking politics all this while. We're not talking about campaigns, the election that took place as Saturday. Of course, the final announcement was made by INEC yesterday. Don't worry, we are coming back with all that stories.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 08036886158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Leadership TV for God and country. Inside Nigeria, keeping you informed on what matters.
Welcome back. This is Inside Nigeria Leadership Television. You are being a public affairs analyst, a political scientist, Olamilekan Adekunle. Thank you so much. And I'm waiting for you before we are looking at other story we have to discuss on today's program. And that is on the developing story. Still the same caste scarcity Nigeria has been experiencing since January this year. And of course, that's not still abated. Caste scarcity, let me take it from Daily Sun. Nigerian Labour Congress said to cripple CBN offices as 1 week ultimatum elapses today. Union says no going back, begins mobilization of members. Apex Bank instructs banks to collect old naira notes deposited with CBN official. Cash scarcity, NSC set to cripple CBN offices as 1 week ultimatum elapses today. Union says no going back, begins mobilization of members. Apex Bank instructs banks to collect old naira notes deposited with CBN official. The Nation has similar story. Workers draw battle line over lingering naira scarcity. Workers draw battle line over lingering naira scarcity. NSC directs picketing of CBN offices. Apex Bank plans return of old notes. The Punch says NLC protest, Nigerian Labour Congress protest. CBN to flood banks with old naira notes. Banks get old 1,500 naira notes from CBN today to prevent NLC action. Emefiele orders end to cash withdrawal limits during meeting with bank CEOs. NLC protest, CBN to flood banks with old naira notes. Banks get old 1,500 notes from CBN today to prevent NLC action. Emefiele orders end to cash withdrawal limits during meeting with bank CEOs. How come Olamilekan that is only the hard language that people understand?
Because that's the only way they can change their mind and be able to bring things to pass, especially issues about we are talking about the CBN issue now.
Yes.
CBN at this point only understand the harshness or the ash to ash. When I mean ash to ash, when people face you and you face them and they tell you the truth, I think you'll be able to look down and say, okay, I've done wrong. I think I was reading one of the reports that the CBN governor has already apologized to Nigeria.
No, he was not talking about. I saw it that over the network issues in banks. I was like, is it network issues? Okay, not like we say there's no money. People cannot still withdraw their money. And you are making apologies for network. Because network.
And again, the issue of network, NCC has already come out to say it wasn't the fault of network provider that's making transactions to work, because the banks on their own over the years have not really update and upgrade the infrastructure. That is what is causing this particular problem. But from the report that we are reading this morning and analyzing this morning,
because a situation where the Supreme Court order judgment, then our President Muhammadu Buhari also came out eventually to dissociate himself from that and lay the book
on the CBN door.
The CBN has refused to
accept that they are wrong
and do the needful. We still see mammoth crowd at the banks. They cannot still access their money. It's no.
From the angle of the banks themselves, their complaint was that they are not getting enough CBN in terms of, because CBN have already told us that the old money that they asked us to bring out, they have destroyed it. So, but now the report is that CBN want to flood the banks with the same old money. So the question on that, where did they get the old money? Or maybe they are bringing the old.
Okay, couldn't they just print old? Okay, fine. You don't want to bring the old notes. It's been a period of since February, very much in.
Exactly.
What efforts have you put in place to print the old notes? If you have the old notes, it will make the old notes unattractive to people.
The issue is that the old note itself is not printed. It is the new note that said they contracted with the Nigerian printing company to print it there. On before now, the old note has been printed abroad. So what they are trying to do is that to be able to mop up the old notes But the old note they are
The one
talking
that
about,
they
is
are
it the
not
500 naira or the 1,000 they have destroyed, or the old note of 10 naira, 20 naira, 15 naira that they want to bring out? Because these days now you see that the CBN, actually the CBN have been doing the logistic means of taking money to different cities from out there. But the issue is that it is never enough.
No, Nigerians are suffering because at the end of the day, we just went, oh, they want to do vote buying and all those stuff and curtail or prevent vote buying. But the suffering people have been subjected to.
Although
I've been looking for just 1,000 and I want to buy just the things.
although the
Which
thing,
I cannot do transfer
exactly.
to the artisans involved. And I can't get.
But as of last week, there was a little bit relief in FCT because there are some banks that were giving, like in UBA in Tama, First Bank in Tama. People went there and they collected 10,000, 20,000. But after like 2 days, there was no money again to give anybody. I think that's why I'm saying that it is never enough because these people are having a lot of projects, a lot of expenses. Some people have even gone into debt and they have to pay back.
Exactly.
So they need the cash to pay back. And many people are also rejecting the transfer, even though it works for some people, it doesn't work for some people. Like my personal say, it has always been transfer. Coming here this morning, I just have to do transfer to get transportation to get. If I'm going back now, they say I have to also look for someone who will accept transfer. But if I can't find, what will I do? So that's the scenario that Nigerians have found themselves. Then in the market, we have discovered that people who are selling and buying the market, they are also it has now become a business, and that's what we need to discourage Nigeria. Whereby people will, after selling, they will now sell the cash to POS person to go and now resell to Nigeria.
That is just what
we have just have to discourage
I
that.
went to the filling station yesterday, and of course, I just saw. As I was watching, of course, you know, you buy with you use your POS. You have to first of all use the POS first because they don't want a situation whereby after dispensing it for your network will not go.
Exactly.
You know, there were cases like that when this issue started. So as I just bought and I noticed somebody just came and who I watched him very well. The POS executive. And guess what the fair attendant did? He just collected, he bought money because he has already arranged it for the guy. I just gave it to the guy. New naira notes. And she threw away her face. I couldn't really challenge her anyway because seeing me as a lady, she also bypassed the crowd that were waiting for me and to attend to me and just collected my ATM and used and quickly did it for me, of which I was glad. So I couldn't have challenged her. Hey, what are you people doing? You understand? So this is just the situation we have on our hands. You see that all these well attendants like sellers in the market, they are also the one that is giving all this money to POS. And POS are giving it at
8,000 naira for 300 naira. So you know what it means. And you know, it was on this platform that we discussed this thing, and I said this thing will not go away till next year because we call politicians who normally do all this scheming, we call them cartel, we call them cabals. We now have a little cabals in each area in our domain, whereby they are now from cabals, whereby they now have opportunity to collect cash and sell cash. Those kind of people, they will not pray that this thing goes away. They will not.
It's really sad. It's a pity that even the poor that are perpetrating this dastardly act on their fellow poor. It's really, really sad. Well, thank you so much for your presence today. Your presence is something I always look forward to every Thursday. Your way of handling issues. I look forward to seeing you same time next week.
Thank you so much.
This is what we call it a day on today's program. Don't forget, same time, same station tomorrow. It's a date. I'm winning for you. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.